Hey, Bulldog fans, I'm Caden McGuire. This is the edition of Signing Day Central presented by Origin Bank, and I am now joined by Bulldog baseball head coach Lane Burroughs. Lane, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
And you got a big signing class. Not gonna lie, you got the biggest of every sport. So you got 14 signees that have inked their letters of intent or that plan to come to be Bulldogs next season. But first off, before we talk about each player and the recruiting class as a whole. Talk about how it was for you and your coaching staff to navigate this recruiting class this past year with coronavirus and the pandemic.
Well, I think like everyone, I think more than ever, you had to really rely on the people you trust and you know in your industry, whether it be the player's high school coach or summer coach or JUCO coach and scouts. Obviously, we hadn't been able to get out and see them.
Right.
So, I kind of have a saying, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Just because you think a kid can play don't mean I do,
right.
and vice versa. So you like to be able to see the kids, obviously, but video we went to that. But baseball's a little different, I think, Kane, in the fact that you need to sometimes sit on a kid, see him 3 or 4 times in a week or something. And I always say the thing that affected me the most as the head coach is my evaluation starts when the young man and his family walks in my office and he sticks his hand out.
Sure.
And gives me a handshake. So we aren't able to do that right now. So what kind of character, what kind of makeup, skill set, you can watch video and people can tell you if a kid can play. But, doing a Zoom call and you can't do in-home visits and visits on campus, it makes it tough when you can't sit across the table from a young man and his folks or whoever and kind of figure out what kind of character and makeup he has. So that was tough, but you just lean on the people you trust. And we've probably seen 3 or 4 of these young men in person. They've been to our camps or what have you. But again, I'm excited, obviously, about this. Has anybody ever said they're not excited about their signing class? So everybody's excited. But I think we're all in the same boat, not just baseball and not just us. It's everybody in the country. But it's challenging and it's tough. But again, it's where we are and what we have to do, and you got to move forward.
It is. You have a lot of upperclassmen on your roster as it is. So with this big signing class, was that just kind of just creating a new wave of talent coming into Louisiana Tech?
Yeah, and it's different with us too, because in the past we've had to deal with the draft. You're talking 40 rounds,
right.
And this past year going down to 5, and probably don't quote me on this, but I think in the future looking at 20 rounds will be the max. So you kind of have to think about that. And we have some young men that we may lose, and that's in the back of your mind. And you got to fill those voids if a Taylor Young gets popped or Still Natterville or whoever, one of our underclassmen. You got to be prepared for that. And but yeah, the older guys, we got our 6 seniors back, and again, you're looking at some young men that even some redshirt sophomores that are draft eligible. That has to go into your thinking. And so yeah, obviously fill the gaps, fill the holes, and I kind of have a theory that don't worry so much about position. Go out and get the best possible player available. If the young man can help us win, let's get him,
Sure.
And we'll figure it out when he gets here. So, and I feel like we did that. And again, we really won't know till they get here. And I say that every year when they get here on campus and start practicing with us and working out with us, we'll know more. But on paper, I like what we got.
Your last recruiting class, I believe it was all pitchers.
That's right.
You sprayed it around this time around with all position groups.
We did sign one hitter last year, but with all our seniors returning, he went back to his junior college because essentially we have our entire lineup back and then some from last year. So it was probably a good decision. He's a good player on his part. So, but yeah, with the going to lose some hitters and some spots in our lineup with Hunter Wells is leaving, Parker Bates is leaving, Manny Garcia. Those guys are gone. Tyler Follis and Kyle Griffin, who, Kyle Griffin's going to probably end this year more appearances than anybody in the history of the program. Little old Kyle Griffin, all 5'7", 150 pounds of him, is going to step on the bump more than anybody that's ever played at Louisiana Tech. So, those are, I call them company men. Those guys are they're grinders, and they may not be the best, most talented players, but they help you win, and they're what we're about. So those guys are going to be tough to replace, and that's the thinking goes in. We have to replace those guys and then start thinking about the draft and what you could possibly lose when that rolls around.
Sure. Junior college baseball is so predominant, especially here in the South, but you went heavy on high school players. So why was that for this particular class?
Well, you know what? I like JUCO players. I was one. So I like them. I do kind of feel like to build a program you got to go more high school because you get them longer. A lot of times JUCO guys are in and they're out. You may get them for 1 year. They may be here for not even an entire calendar year. But you look at guys like a Still Netterville, a Parker Bates, a Taylor Young, a Kyle Griffin, Tyler Foss. Those guys, Jonathan Fincher, we got them as young men coming out of high school, and those guys are always going to come back. They're going to give back. They're going to come back. They're Louisiana Tech to the core, and I think it's important. You got to do that to build a culture and a program to where you want it to be and sustain it. What you don't want to do is every other year be recruiting another 12 to 15 guys, and when you go JUCO heavy, that happens. But in saying that, look, I love JUCO guys. Like I said, I was one of them, so I have a soft spot in my heart for junior college baseball players.
Yeah. I got to ask, being able to showcase that new JC left field that's rapidly being built right now, how was that, being able to showcase that in the recruiting process?
Unbelievable. Obviously we can't do official visits, unofficial visits, but, like every sport, I'm sure the young men and their families are coming to campus. We just can't visit with them. Sure. And obviously we tell them you got to go look at it, and they're texting us. It's unbelievable. They're taking videos, and it's a game changer. I mean, it is. Let's call it what it is. And I don't think anybody in our league is going to have a facility as nice as ours, and much less in our league, maybe in this part of the country. And we're very blessed. We're very fortunate. It's been a long haul out at Ruston High. We're fortunate to have that, and we're blessed to have that. But you look at it, you ride down the street, and it just seems to keep getting bigger and bigger every day. And again, it's a game changer. And I just feel like now you bring a young man in, and it's going to be hard for them to say no when they walk through that facility and they see what we have to offer.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you haven't driven by it lately, please do so. If you're not in the area, go to LaTexSports.com, and there's a lot construction stream. It just gets bigger every single day. We're going to go rapid fire.
Yeah, let's do it.
Players, so I'm going to say their name, position, and where they're from, and you can brag about each one. So let's start with Anthony Giannetti, right-handed pitcher from Spring, Texas.
87-91. Anthony committed to us, I guess, good gracious, been close to 2 years ago now, and arm really works, has a chance to be a power arm. Great family, great character, makeup, work ethic, and 3-pitch mix. And he's going to pump strikes at a high level, and the ceiling's so high right now, like I said, 87-91, and looking for him to throw even harder as he matures and develops.
Awesome. Caden Copeland, left-handed pitcher from
Midlothian,
Texas.
Yeah, another guy whose arm really works, and you can't have enough lefties.
No, you can't.
Can't have enough pitchers, especially left-handed pitchers. And again, you'll hear me say this a lot: 3-pitch mix, breaking ball, changeup, fastball, competes in the zone with all three. And it's 87, it's 88, and a chance to throw really hard. He's a tall young man, and long levers, and the arm really works. A lot going on. So those guys always talk about things in the window. Sandy Koufax, it's knee, it's elbow, it's glove, and then ball's on you. And that's kind of what you get from Caden, and he's got a bright future.
Good. Connor Mulhern, shortstop from 45 minutes down the interstate in Rayville.
OCS kid, and just physical, athletic, and I think that's something you're going to see with a lot of our position players. We like the physicality, but we also like the athleticism, and Connor, versatile. That's another thing you're going to hear me say about a lot of our hitters. He can play infield, we can move him to the outfield, hard-working, work ethic, character makeup off the charts, and again, we've had a lot of success with OCS kids. They got a great program, and I don't think things are going to change when Connor comes in.
Jack Q, outfielder from Southwest Ranches, Florida.
Raw skill set. Jack is the same high school as Greg Martinez, our current pitcher on our roster down there in Miami. And raw skill set. It's physical. It's athletic. Can really swing the bat. Can really run. Can really defend in the outfield. He's going to continue to get better. And comes from a great area of baseball, my goodness, and a great high school program as well.
Yeah, real local kid, Jack Parks, outfielder from Ruston High School, played at Cedar Creek.
Yeah, I think everybody around here knows who Jack is. His dad, Parks, Jeff, was the golf coach, and talk about character makeup. And we were talking to Jack. I didn't talk to one person. Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, what a great kid!" I mean, just great work ethic. He's physical. He's a big young man, and he swings the bat, hits for power. He's got that leg lift, and he really knows what he's doing at the plate. And he plays first base. He's a guy. We'll figure out where he's going to play as far as position. But right now, it looks like first base. But excited to have him just from the not only a skill set, but just the character makeup is off the charts.
And another terrific high school program.
Yeah, I mean Cedar Creek absolutely do a great job over there.
All right, Jesse Boydston, outfielder from Louisville, Mississippi.
Jesse is at East Central Community College. He's a JUCO guy, center fielder. He's physical. He can run. He's athletic, kind of out of the Parker Bates mold. He was a great high school quarterback. He did tear his ACL and had surgery, and tremendous young man and family. And I know his high school, where he's from. I know the area. I know a lot of people. I did a lot of cross-checking with him outside of baseball, and I mean, everybody was just like, man, you got to get this guy. He was highly recruited. He's going to step right in and play immediately. You're looking at him to maybe fill the void of Parker Bates. But again, can defend at a high level, can really swing the bat, and very athletic. He was a 6'4" runner before he tore his ACL. So You're looking at about a 6'6", 6'7" runner who's going to pressure defense and wreak havoc on the bases too.
Well, I know this is another highly recruited player, Kenya Huggins, right-handed pitcher from New Orleans, Louisiana.
I'm not so sure Kenya's not the best player in the state, if not this part of the country. And Kenya's one of the main ones we're going to have to battle with the draft. We'll have to re-recruit Kenya when the time comes. But look, it's 90-95, right-hand pitcher. He's 6'4", he's long. And not only is he going to be an immediate impact on the mound, we're talking I don't ever say he's going to be Friday night guy. You just can't say that. But Kenya has the ability to be Friday night guy when he steps on as a freshman. But he can hit. I mean, he can swing the bat. He's a legitimate two-way guy, and that's tough to do at this level. But he's going to be in the middle of our lineup. He plays third when he doesn't pitch. He has said he wants to try the outfield as well. He can really run, but just total package. I mean, we'll have to re-recruit in there as a draft element to him. But very excited to have Kenya. I'm biased, but I'm not so sure he's not the best player in the state.
Well, I've seen pictures, and he looks pretty intimidating on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next up, another right-handed pitcher, Kurt Dillon from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, Kurt down at Galveston College, JUCO guy. And last time we had a Canadian kid, he worked out for us pretty good. Yeah, one of my favorite players ever coach here. And but he's a young man that had surgery. I guess last year he's working his way back and sent video to us. And it's 93, 94. And but tall, big, right-hand arm that is a power arm. And it's going to be low to mid 90s with a plus 12 to 6 breaking ball. Overhand breaker. Not many people throw that much anymore, but in my opinion, one of the best pitches in baseball. When you got that true breaking ball, curve ball, 12 to 6, and he has it, and he can dump it for a strike, or he can get a punch out with it and get beneath your barrel. And from Galveston, like I said, Mike Silva, our pitching coach, former head coach at Galveston College. So he has a lot of people down there that he trusts, and man, I couldn't be more excited about getting this young man in our program.
We got a few more Louisiana kids coming up here. Kyle Walker, infielder from New Orleans as well.
Very offensive, very athletic, plays second base down there in New Orleans, shortstop. He's also a young man that could possibly, you could put him out in the outfield.
Versatile.
Very versatile. He can play anywhere, but has a chance to be a tremendous offensive player, can really swing the bat. You know, it's like I say, he has that ability to put the barrel on a baseball, something you really can't teach, kind of a Hunter Wells type. The swing is not the way you draw it up, but when he swings, the barrel hits the baseball. And Kyle's like that. It's a short, stocky body, but he is put together well. His dad played football at Northwestern up in Chicago. He's a football player, and he's put together so well. He's very strong. And you talk about high character, high makeup, work ethic. Couldn't be more excited about Kyle. He was one of the guys we went after really, really hard. And again, he's going to come in and have the ability to play right out of the gate.
Now we're going to head to Alexandria, Menard High School. Michael Redmond, right-handed pitcher.
Michael's a young man. Look, high academics. He was recruited by all the Ivy League schools. He could have went to any of those schools. I mean, really high academics. And again, I think the jury's still out. The arm works. Very tall young man. We have a young man in our program right now named Wes Krager, kind of similar, where it's over the top. There's some tilt. There's some angle. And when you get that as a hitter, it's tough. You know, when it's coming down on you from over the top, and you see guys like that have good spin rates. You're wondering, well, he's just throwing fastballs, but he's elevating, and why are we not hitting it? Well, it's because of the angle and the tilt of the baseball. And very, very excited about him, as we are all our guys. I'm going to keep saying that. But I think he's got a chance to pitch for a long time. His best years are in front of him. He's going to get in here under Coach Silva, and he's going to develop, and he's going to pitch for a long time.
We're going to head to the state capitol in Baton Rouge, Parkview Baptist High school, Ryan Harland, left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Ryan, just a crafty lefty, and it's 83, 87. He's put together really well. He's kind of physical, but a strike machine. He definitely fills up the zone with multiple pitches. And to me, we got a young man in our program right now, Nick Ellis, came to us from a junior college. Know who you are, and I think Harlan's one of those guys. He knows who he is. What's your niche? Maybe your niche is getting lefties out. I don't know. I've coached guys that pitch in the big leagues, and that's all they did in college. They come in and got lefties out, and they pitch in the big leagues and continue to do that. But he's a strike thrower. He's a competitor, and he's going to pitch for us right out of the gate.
Bulldog baseball fans are going to be familiar with this name. Last name Netterville. Slade, younger brother of Steele Netterville, infielder from Shreveport out in Bird High School.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a family that bleeds red and blue. I mean, you go all the way back to Slade and Steele's grandfather, Tommy Spinks, one of the best football players ever played here. So mom, dad went to school here. Their sister Summer's in school here, so they're Louisiana Tech through and through. And Slade's a different player than Steele. He's a little more athletic. Steele will be mad at me saying that, but a little more fast twitch. And he's an infielder, but can defend at a very, very high level. And you talk about work ethic, makeup, and we know the family. We know his DNA, and that plays into it. So he's a tremendous defender at third base, but I think Slade could play second. He could play short. I think he could catch. He used to catch when he was younger. So very versatile athlete and has surprising power. When he gets into a ball, it goes a long way, just like his brother in that aspect. But Slade, and we're just glad to have the Nettervilles in our program for another 3 or 4 years because they're a great family. And like I said, they're all about Louisiana Tech.
Well, with all this versatility, they're going to make it hard on you and the coaches.
That's right. I'm telling you.
Spots.
Exactly.
All right, final two. We're going to dip into Mississippi. First up, Taylor Woodcock, infielder out of Pearl City Community College.
Yeah, Pearl River. I think when you say Taylor Woodcock, Bulldog fans think Taylor Young. That's who he is. And you look at you may lose a Taylor Young, and you go, well, we got to replace that? Not just skill set, but makeup and just Taylor Young is what we are. It's chip on your shoulder. It's a blue collar. It's I'm going to outwork you and I'm coming after you and I'm not going back down. That's what Woodcock is. Look, high plus defender, high motor. He plays at a high level. The throttle it's amped up. He plays very hard, and that's one thing we look at. Comes from a winning program, Pearl River, tremendous junior college program. 2 of their players, Shamar Page, Cade Hodges, in our program right now. Have a lot of respect for them, and not only that, he's a great hitter. He's a very good offensive player. He's puts up good numbers at the junior college level, and he's gonna, if you lose a guy like Taylor Young, he steps right in and he forces you to play him right out of the gate.
Good deal. And then last one, number 14 of the signing class, joining the Louisiana Tech Bulldog family, Thaxton Birch, infielder from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, from Jackson Prep, and Thaxton is one of those guys that I compare him to C.J. McWilliams on the football team, who's also a baseball player. They're kind of the same guy. Thaxton's a really good wide receiver and can kind of a little bit undersized, but can really run. Really run. When I say run, flying at low altitude is what I'm saying. And again, versatility, plays shortstop, plays second base, can play in the outfield, but a guy that's going to pressure the defense at a high level. And we like doing that. You got to have your big boppers like Netterville and Bates and those guys, but you got to have those guys at the front end and the back end that can pressure a defense, whether they're stealing bases, taking a ball in the dirt, whatever. And Thaxton is that. Tremendous athlete, tremendous makeup, and again, just as I told you, you're going to hear versatility. Can play multiple positions.
Well, we're excited about this versatile recruiting class.
There you go.
Of course. To wrap things up, I know y'all recently just wrapped up y'all's fall season with a lot of scrimmages. What did you see from your team in evaluating that y'all can springboard into the spring season?
Well, we're a veteran club. It's an older club. Not one guy on our team as far as position player. They've been through a fall here, every one of them, every hitter we got. So we did bring in the 8 arms, 4 JUCO, 4 freshmen, and I think the 4 JUCO arms we brought in are going to help us immensely. I think you add a Ryan Jennings back into the mix, who was going to be our Friday night guy last year and went down with surgery right before the season. So throw him back in the mix, and he's been great this fall. But just the maturity, Kane, look, and I tell people this all the time. These young men, they beat us to the field when we get out there. All the built-in excuses of not having a home field and no locker room really and no offices, and these kids just want to work. They're a high character group, and they're talented. But we couldn't be more pleased with the way the fall went. A lot of energy, and I thought the work ethic and was off the charts, and I thought it was a really good fall.
Good deal. Well, I can't wait to see first pitch at the new JC Love Field. Please, if you haven't gotten your season tickets yet, please do so. Go to LaTexSports.com/tickets or call the La Tech ticket office at 318-257-3631. It's going to be a heck of a Bulldog baseball season.
Absolutely. We got a great schedule,
Yes.
and we'll see how that works out. Who knows? But we'll play whoever they tell us to. We're excited about that. So, get those fans out there and have a great year.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lane.
Thank you.